So Amy, if you start, thank you.
Jose, 4 years ago when you were at Chelsea, you were asked if you would ever come to Spurs and you said, never, I love the Chelsea fans too much. What's changed?
Just finally from me, Spurs fans know you as Mr. Chelsea. What are you going to do, what do you need to do to get them on side and win them over?
If somebody in the world wants Spurs to win, wants Spurs to be successful, there is not one person that wants more than me. Probably the same, but not more than me. So Chelsea is past. No, I think they have to see me as Mr. Inter, Mr. Real Madrid, Mr. Porto. I think they have to see me as Mr. Club, which means every club that I go, as I used to say in a funny way, I arrive, I wear the pyjama of the club, and I even sleep with the pyjama. I work and I sleep, you know, tracksuit, pyjama. You confuse the tracksuit with the pyjama. So that's the way I am. I am a club man, but many clubs man. I decided in my career to have this adventure, go through different countries until I did it, what I call the Grand Slam, Italy, Spain, and England, Spain, and Italy. I didn't stop. I wanted to do it, and I did it with this passion. Then, of course, the Premier League is what I always told is my natural habitat. Is where I most loved. Is where I feel that if I have the options, I always told that is the football country and the football league that I consider the best, the most enjoyable, and where I'm happy. So when you decide to stay more years in the same country, in modern football, I think Mr. Wenger was probably the last of that generation of a big era in the football club. Sir Alex, then Mr. Wenger. Mauricio, 5.5 years is amazing, is really amazing. So it's normal that you change from club to club. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow Mauricio is the manager of another English club. And this is modernity in football, and people has to look for that. And if I play against one of my previous clubs, which I will, at least Chelsea and Manchester United, but hopefully Inter or Real Madrid in the Champions League, Porto no, because they are in the Europa League this season. But if I play against one of my teams, which I did many times, you know, I have only one shirt, I have only one passion, I have only one thing in my mind, which is my clubs, and now is Spurs. I won the Champions League with Porto, and 3 months later I was playing against Porto. And that's just life, and that's the way it is. So I'm not Chelsea, I'm not United, I'm not Real Madrid, I'm not Inter. I am all of them. I give everything to all of them. And that's what I'm going to do here, is to give absolutely everything I have.
You said a little earlier that sometimes you have to work with people you don't love and you have to make it work. Is that the biggest lesson you learned at United?
It's one of the lessons, if you want to call it a lesson. For me, it's just experiences, and accumulation of experiences. For me, it's just about that. You have to learn with your experience, especially when you have time to analyze everything at detail. I think is a very important thing, but I cannot say it's a lesson because again, I go back to my answer before. This is also about principles, and if people shares principles, I read one quote, a little work about Kobe Bryant, and if we have to speak about some example of professionalism and serial winner, Kobe is a great example in his sport, in the world of sport, where he says, people say that I'm difficult, but I'm only difficult for the ones that don't share my principles. So all the colleagues that share his principles, they just love him. The ones that don't like him are the ones that don't share the principles. And with me is basically the same. For me, everything is about the team. It's not about selfish people. For me, everything is about the group and professionalism and commitment and respect for the club and respect for the mates, respect for the fans. I cannot run away from this. So if there is somebody that doesn't share these principles with me, then we have a problem, and we will always have a problem, because this is the way I think football has to be, and the players are only big when they make the others better. You cannot be a big player if you just think about yourself. That's another principle. To be a big player, you have to make other better. If I have players that they think they are big and they just care about themselves and they forget to help others to be big, we are always going to have a problem. So we need to change. So when I went to Manchester United, we are not even speaking about Tottenham Hotspurs. When I went to Manchester United, if I stay in England only for Chelsea, I would have to be waiting for a third opportunity. Probably third opportunity, another Premier League, because every time I go there, I win the Premier League. But that's not the point. So I went to Manchester United with a free mind, with a free heart. Manchester United occupied my heart, even with things that I didn't enjoy too much, but I loved so much of the Manchester United things, the fans, the people that works in the club. I just love it. And now it's about Spurs, and I just hope that I can be really, really happy here, make people happy.
Good afternoon, my name is Miguel Cardoso Pereira from the newspaper de Jose Mourinho. Muitas felicidades para si e para a sua carreira. Fico a torcer por si. The last time you took a job in the middle of a season, which was in Porto nearly 20 years ago, I remember you saying that you could not win the league that year, but that you would definitely win the league the following year, which you did, and that was pretty much the beginning of your international career. In respect to Tottenham's motto, which is written outside, to dare is to do. Would you dare to say that again, that you will win the Premier League the following year?
We cannot win the Premier League this season. We can. I'm not saying we will do. We can win next season.
James, do you want to put your hand up? I know you're after a question. Put back the microphone from behind